baller?
Oh yeah.
You a baller?
Really Grove Street.
Right.
Yes.
I feel you.
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
Nothing. Zero.
Nothing at all. Okay, that's funny.
What's going on? It's your boy DJ 9D. We got the queen over here, Keisha. We got the king himself over here, Kel.
Whoop.
And this is the Bridge ATL. For those that don't know what the Bridge ATL is, Kel, please explain to them what it is.
Hey man, you just think about the name Bridge, right? And so what we do is we try to bridge the gap in terms of cultures, in terms of ages, you know what I'm saying? Things that you don't know, we here to give you the real information about it. And what I mean by real information is, we have these preconceived notions about things, and we don't really try to go outside the box with it. We want to give you the outside the box solutions to things that you might think of. So just think about that while y'all listening to us, and we might tell you something that you might have never heard before. You might learn something today. So, hey, keep your ears and eyes open, man. We about to give y'all the game.
Big facts.
That's right. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, okay? So, one, we're going to be talking about the red pill, blue pill ideology, the different things surrounding that. Some people have gone missing. So, we want to talk about that too because we think it's important to really shed some more light on that. And we're going to get into some family feuds as well. But what I want to start with is this newest thing, a new restaurant that just opened in Atlanta. Okay, it is Lil Baby's The Seafood Menu.
Shout out, Lil Baby.
Shout out to him, man. For real,
I feel
for real.
like, one, before I even get into, I didn't have a big experience with the restaurant, but I did try the food. But what I will say, what I love about Atlanta is this is a city where you can do stuff like this. You can start a business and you can start a surviving, thriving business. There's a lot of people who love to go out to eat out here, so especially a restaurant. You get what I'm saying? So I definitely think this was a smart move on his part, for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I remember when 2 Chainz opened up Escobar. You know what I'm saying? That was a big deal. You feel me? I think the whole city definitely resonated towards that. We always love to see entrepreneurship, especially when it comes from somebody in our city that, is affluent, you know what I'm saying, influential.
Even
So,
T.I. T.I. opened up his
because it
joint.
feels like you could just enter something that they created, you know what I'm saying? You become closer to that person. So I think that's amazing overall. And, shout out to him. Mostly seafood menu restaurant, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's called the seafood menu, obviously.
Yeah.
I haven't been there yet. I'm trying to go there. The lines are crazy long.
Already.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him for putting it on MLK Drive. If you ever been on MLK, it's good to put something like that on MLK, you know what I'm saying? Let's bring some life into that street, you feel me? Let's turn it up, you know what I'm saying? Put a little money on the street, you know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the main reasons why he put it on MLK. So another thing, shout out to him for that.
I also want to point out Trick Daddy too, man. Trick Daddy got that joint down there in Miami Sundays. I represent Florida to the fullest, so I gotta shout him out. Sundays the same thing, man. That line be lined up around the corner.
Man,
the
what?
food be good as hell. And yeah, man, it's just a beautiful thing because I think besides the music, of course they have wonderful music. Little Baby, T.I. and all of them, but I just feel like that's another way to just give back to the community, you know what I'm saying, with their business, and maybe they have a few charities going on, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, man, shout out to Little Baby for real. Keisha, how was the food though, man? You didn't tell us that. What's up?
Man, I know. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
I wanted to wait to get into that.
Okay.
So what I had was the fried shrimp and fried catfish and the French fries with some lemon pepper butter dipping sauce.
Damn.
When I tell y'all, I was like, first of all, I had high expectations because I'm like, when a celebrity puts their names on something, I'm like, I'm assuming they believe in this, right? So I'm like, they have to believe in it well enough to want to put their name and associate it with it. So I was like, okay, I got high expectations. And when I tell y'all, my expectations were matched and exceeded. I loved the food. I'm telling y'all, I loved it. It was so good. Literally, this is not a paid partnership, nothing. Like, I don't have nothing. I was so impressed because the food was so good to me, like, especially the lemon pepper butter dipping sauce.
See,
I was like, dang,
when you
this
first
is
said
good.
it, I'm like, damn, what does that taste like?
Man,
Shit.
it was so good. Like I said, I was very impressed, and I love seafood. So I was like, okay, what am I going to get from Atlanta, from the seafood in Atlanta? And I was really, like I said, I was very impressed.
Is it
Y'all gotta
strictly
try it.
seafood?
So I did not order the food. I
Okay.
didn't go into the restaurant. I did not look at the menu, nothing.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
know.
okay.
So I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I just could tell you what I had was real good.
what was it?
Right.
The lemon pepper butter sauce was so good. So I definitely say y'all got to try it.
Man.
We should all go.
Yeah,
I
we
think we
definitely
should
making
all
a plan to go because we over here we definitely support our own when it comes to just businesses growing and prospering and opening up in the communities and everything. Shout out the old lady gang too, man. We went there before and
Yeah.
I still can't get over that chicken and waffles. That shit was so good. Shout out to them.
I
for
told the whole
real.
plate. I literally don't remember what I ate. It was like, you know what I'm saying? I
It just was
destroyed.
blacked out. It was
Good, though.
great.
It was good. Whatever it was, fantastic. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like in Atlanta, this is the one thing I'll say about the food. There is not a lot of variety of food out here
Right.
to me. Like from being from LA, like you get all types of different cultures
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
foods, you know, so you get real good food in LA.
Yeah.
Out here, everything is fried and
Yeah.
everything is like shrimp and grits, chicken and waffle.
man.
You know,
She said
all
y'all
that.
shit with grits and just, that's
It
it.
is that lamb chop. You know, that's what it is.
I'll say this. It's like, you have to find it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
no,
They have
and
it.
I
Yeah,
believe
they
you.
got it.
You just
I
gotta,
believe
like-
you, but it is definitely a hidden little situation.
It's definitely hidden. It's definitely hidden. You got to know.
Yes.
What was
So
that?
that's why, to me, my point of bringing that up is I was very impressed because I thought I was going to just have another experience of, another this type of restaurant.
Right,
you get what I mean?
right.
But I was like, it stood out for sure.
What's that hole in the wall joint? That Jamaican spot we went to the first time.
Oh, you talking about mangoes?
Mangoes.
not really-
That shit was so goddamn good.
good, though.
And that's
But,
I can't find a lot of
Me and
Jamaican
Keisha
spots.
had bad.
Yeah, we did.
Terrible experience. at
For
mangoes.
real? No,
You
I ain't, all
remember?
right. Look, don't.
You remember?
What happened?
What's
He
it
was
like?
he was in his plate.
I ain't gonna
That's
put,
what it was.
Mangoes, we ain't gonna put you on blast today. You know what I'm saying? But,
No, I will.
Yeah.
I tried to spare you.
I will.
Shit, don't
It
do that.
was the longest wait time. And I just felt like that is crazy that the food was wrong and it was the longest wait time I've ever experienced. And it was just like, you could tell they weren't organized in the back. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Anyone that goes in there might experience this. So, I mean, I'm sure other people have. Jerry had a great, DJ 90 had a great experience.
Boy had his food like an hour
DJ
before
90
us.
had a great
Man,
experience.
what? That
okay?
bitch was hot, ready to
So
go.
my point is, you
Shit.
can go and have some great food. It's just, I think that was the one thing where I was like, man, the service was bad. It took forever. They got the food wrong. And then I had to walk up there like 6 times. And by the time I got the food, it was wrong. It was just like, what is going on?
Hey,
Y'all might have been short staffed,
May have been.
but y'all really about to get it with Keisha. It was funny. You know what I'm saying?
I walked up there like,
She was not playing.
hey, to all my viewers and listeners and everything, look, if y'all go out to dinner with these two right here, and if you get your food first and it's hot,
It's a problem.
please don't eat it. Please don't. I
It's a
felt
problem.
so,
That boy Jerry just tearing it in. I'm talking
yeah.
about.
bruh,
Right.
long day ain't
Y'all ain't
eat
got your food
shit.
yet? Like, come on.
Honestly, I don't blame him. I'm not even gonna lie. I know I
Yeah,
don't
I
blame
can't
him
blame you.
because our food took
So long, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, I
Like,
was mad for y'all.
That's why
but
I
was
knew
full,
something was
goddamn
off
it.
because you ordered something, and I think we ordered the same thing.
Yeah, I think so,
Like we
yeah.
ordered the same thing. So how his food come out, and then 30 minutes later, my food come out? I was like, are they back there killing the chicken? I don't know.
The rum punch though. Hey,
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. So definitely, there are some great
Go get
spots.
the rum punch.
Yes,
Right. I'll tell
there's
you
some
that.
great spots in Atlanta to try for
Mm-hmm.
sure. I definitely, yeah. I can't say that. You know what I mean?
One more time for Little Baby, man. Shout out, man.
Shout out,
Definitely
man.
proud
Yes.
of you.
These artists are really like doing like big things. Like I really can say that like that's one thing I'll give them.
Yeah.
When they step outside of music, sometimes you can see like their real business,
Yeah.
entrepreneurial
Yeah.
things. So I love that for them. And another artist who's doing real big things.
Okay.
The Weeknd.
oh,
Whoop, whoop. Shout out.
The Weeknd. This is one of those things that it breaks my heart sometimes because Michael Jackson,
Why?
I love
yeah.
Michael Jackson. Like, oh my God, I'm telling you, like,
you
I feel
telling?
like if I was alive when he was here and I
Right.
went to a concert, I feel like I would be one of the persons who would have passed out.
I mean, well, technically we was here when he was alive. But
I'm
I get what
talking
you're
about
saying.
of
Like, in
age to
person,
be able
yeah.
to experience the concert.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's the difference. So to me, I'm like, okay, I wish I could have been there. I do think the only reason why I say I think I would have passed out is because when I listen to his music, sometimes I just get so emotionally overwhelmed from his greatness.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't feel that way about The Weeknd. So what's going on is The Weeknd is succeeding in his ticket sales, and he's superseding Michael Jackson in the amount of ticket sales that he's been doing. So that's why I got beef, okay? It's because I really want, when I ride for somebody, I ride for them, right? So I want Michael Jackson to hold this. So I want him to hold this title, right? So Michael Jackson, I think what it was reported that $310 million, that's what his highest grossing tour was. And I think The Weeknd, he's 350 million as of right to date. So to me, I'm like, 40 million is a lot of money, okay? So to me, it is that he's doing well. I mean, and it's not just by a few dollars, it's a couple million. So to me, I'm like, oh man, he's doing his thing, but I want Michael to hold that title.
No, I mean, the way I look at it is, if he was still alive and Michael Jackson was still alive, that wouldn't be the case. Me personally, even though This Is It was supposed to be his last tour and everything like that, still, I feel like that would have made history in record books of just selling out arenas, because he was supposed to be doing 50 shows? Or something like that, 50 shows, and obviously he didn't get the opportunity to. But right down Michael Jackson fan, I ain't shitting on The Weeknd or nothing, but me personally, Michael Jackson all the way.
I mean, we're talking about the one person since Michael Jackson that sounds like Michael Jackson, kind of.
Yeah, what?
He don't sound like Michael Jackson?
Not to me.
He's not the closest person y'all ever heard sing on a record.
I only heard one song.
The one man who has a song called Dirty Diana.
I've only heard one song where I've seen
not,
The Weeknd sound like Michael Jackson. It's only one song for
me.
Which
one was
it? It was like, ooh, come back to me, because I'm about to tell you, because I know this song. It was like a slow song. I feel it coming. I feel it. That was the only one, me personally.
But I'm saying, like, even when I first listened to him back in college, you know what I'm saying, that was one of the things, was like, this dude sounds like Michael Jackson. That was like that was the thing about The Weeknd, was like, this was like, now is he? Hell no. He ain't got the stage presence. He ain't got the flair. Of course not. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a chill vibe, you know what I'm saying? But when he did renditions of Michael Jackson songs, he was the closest person sonically to Michael Jackson. So that makes sense to me that he would actually kind of take his throne in that respect.
No, Kel, what the hell you talking about? Take his throne?
Took his throne.
Those are fighting words.
Yeah.
It is. It's like when LeBron James took over MJ. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, man.
LeBron James took over MJ. For one, Kobe took over MJ first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole nother discussion.
That's a whole nother discussion. I ain't trying to stir up topic. Fact of the matter is, it was a different time for Michael Jackson. And it's a different time now. You know,
Absolutely.
Obviously you see things change. The damn economy went up a little bit.
That's why I'm going to blame it on inflation.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame it on inflation. Okay?
It probably is inflation. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't doubt it.
It's because I don't want to see that Michael Jackson is not holding that title anymore. And I get it. I get it. Because at the end of the day, music is going to live on forever, right? So there is going to be someone who was going to break a record past the greats. You know what I mean? But I think it's just a hard
pill to swallow.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. I seen grown men cry when Michael Jackson died. Like,
bro, I cried.
I believe it.
I cried, bro. I was like in 8th grade.
I definitely had a little, you know what I'm saying, like, damn.
But look,
you know what I mean?
I ain't afraid to tell you, bro. I was downstairs watching BET, 106 in Park, when that shit was still popping on, Terrence and Ross or whatever. Whoop, whoop. Next thing you know, everything was all happy and go lucky. That shit went on commercial, came back. Oh, we just reported Michael Jackson just had cardiac arrest and Man, then they play You Are Not Alone. I bust out crying, bro.
I believe it.
That's it.
I believe it. I was at work.
Man.
You know what I mean? It was like, damn. I seen people at work just crying.
The world stopped.
Well, you like 40-something years old, you crying. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But I get it, though.
Yeah, I get it. So shout out The Weeknd for, all his accomplishments. But my brother,
You not Michael.
You're not Michael. Bro. Straight up and down.
I think he knows he's not Michael.
Yeah, he
Like,
definitely
at the end of
I
the
know
day,
that.
like, we
I
know
know
that.
that.
He knows that. I don't think he's trying. At least I don't know. I don't know him. I don't think he's trying to be. It's just hard for me to accept it. Because I don't listen to his music a lot, really. Like, I
Yeah.
really don't. So that's why it's hard for me to accept, is because it's not like I'm this fan
Right.
of his music to where I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense. It's like, I'm legit, like, I don't really listen to him. So to me,
Right.
and then I have this love for Michael Jackson. To me, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, this is tough.
No,
I
yeah.
don't
And
know.
one more
Absolutely.
thing, I feel like he never missed, bro. He never missed a song. Like every song that he made, to me personally, was like,
You talking about Michael? Or you talking
yeah,
about the Weeknd?
Michael,
You gotta clear that up.
No.
Be
Yeah,
very
come
clear.
on, obviously, you know I'm talking about Michael.
I ain't saying obviously. You got to clear it up.
Well, Michael Jackson, man, definitely every song that he made, bro. Me personally, even like the lowest selling album, whatever, Whoop, is just it was hitting.
Just
bro.
fire.
It was just hitting. You know what I'm saying?
Greatest entertainer of all time, still the king of pop, 100.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll never change. What do you think about, they saying Breezy about to take over his spot as king of pop, though?
Man, Breezy himself. See, that's why I fuck with Chris Brown, because Breezy himself said, "Bro, I wouldn't even be breathing right now if it wasn't for him." You know what I'm saying? So that's why I really respect about him. But I always been a Chris Brown fan, man, ever since he came out. You know what I'm saying? He's like literally. If you want to compare people being close to like
Yeah,
that's him.
it's because of the stage presence or
Right,
the
right.
performance.
Yeah,
aspect.
definitely, I'm saying,
That's
yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's the only way that's the only artist that I've ever been able to compare
Right.
to Michael.
And
right?
he did a tribute, right? One time.
He did, yeah.
Because
he did a
he's
tribute.
able to
Wall to wall.
dance. He's
Right.
able to, like, whatever singing wise. I already mentioned it. I don't think Chris Brown can sing. Okay, moving on. But I definitely agree that, like, in terms of comparing two artists, that's the closest person that I would compare to. Maybe if they take The Weeknd's voice and Chris Brown's dancing, and then we put that, we might got something right there.
Yeah.
But then I guess that's Michael.
Right.
But I feel like if Chris Brown succeeded his Michael Jackson, I think it would make sense more to me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like he's had his things about like why he may not be, Chris Brown may not be as successful as I think that he should be right now. But I do believe if he did reach that, I would have like an understanding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would be like, oh, okay.
I feel you.
I wonder if
feel you.
Bruno Mars, like, if he was consistent, I think he would have definitely.
That's a good ass.
We talking about
argument.
voice. We talking about
Bruno
singing and all that?
definitely
Yeah,
he can
yeah.
sing and he can move too.
Yeah, exactly.
He got a little
You got the love. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, you know, but
Definitely.
I feel like he understands music very, very
yeah,
well.
yeah.
I feel like it's the fact that when Michael had all of his scandals going on,
Yeah.
I think that that's really what took away from his like music, or people tried to tarnish his star.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean? So I think that that's partially that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and especially like, I don't know, like seeing how his sister, Janet Jackson, she was doing things too. So I feel like everything that comes to it is just like, you know, like, you're funny. I think everything that comes to it is one of those things where it's like, you know what? It all comes down to like, I think it was an agenda to not let Michael reach his
And it's crazy. I
ultimate
just
star power.
realized like they try to really scandalize Janet too, which is
Yeah.
you know, welcome to Black entertainment. you
Yeah,
know.
and but I think it's cute though that they started out as like a family unit, like a group, like the Jackson 5, and then to see them branch off and grow
Do their
into
own
that,
thing.
you know, it was amazing. And to even talk about family, because I want to keep it going,
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about how there are some family feuds going on, because I think it is worth talking about, you know,
yeah,
the different family feuds that we're having. I think it's with with Lil Boosie and his daughter, Russell Simmons, and his family as well. I think there's also some Jackie Chan things happening, and
Yeah.
Bill Gates too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not necessarily always family feuds, but the way that they're kind of how they're telling the world that they're going to treat their children either after they die,
Yeah.
or the kids not feeling like they've got enough attention from their their father, anything like that. So I want to know what you guys think about, one, how Lil Boosie's daughter was complaining about the car that she had received from him, because she said that he wasn't paying attention to like the details and different things like that. How I think that he like took the car back, some things like that. So I want to know, what do you guys think about
yeah, so his baby mom's, her mother filed for child support. He felt like that wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? I take care of my kids. Why you put me on child support? And I just gave you a car.
Right.
I'm going to take that back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't got no kids, especially not no daughter. I get it, though. You know what I mean? You feel like you're doing everything you can. And, you know, you would assume that everything would be, you know, all peachy and all that. But then, at some point you see, oh, now she want me to pay more out my pocket when I just gave our daughter, you know what I'm saying, a whole car. So now I got to give out more than just the car. So, you know, it's hard. It's hard to even speak on it because, like I said, I'm not a parent. But I can absolutely understand the anger that he has, because it's like, damn, I thought I was doing good the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely important to touch base with your kids about what's going on, especially if you have a baby mother that's not in your life. You want to definitely keep those relationships close. Same thing with Russell Simmons. I mean, you know, I think it's obvious that his kids kind of was with his mother more than with him, because you wouldn't expose your father like that, you know what I'm saying, to the public if y'all were all good. So you definitely want to be conscious about your upbringing, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to my father. He was always there. So I have the luxury of saying, you know, I was straight. Me and him were always good, because even if I didn't like him at certain times or whatever, we had disagreements and stuff like that. I was still able to see him and talk to him about it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them aren't able to do that because they have different baby mothers and they have different kids from baby mothers, and you know what I'm saying, they don't have that one-on-one connection all the time.
Right.
Me and my sister did with our father. So you definitely want to be 100 with your kids. Make sure everything is good. Don't ever leave something hanging. You know what I'm saying? Take care of that business. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to avoid all this family drama. And black families, please keep it away from social media. That's it. Just keep it away from social media. You know what I'm saying? Do it one-on-one. You want to expose your pops? That's you know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying? But do not resort to that. Please, just do not do that. It is terrible for you. It'll be terrible for you. It was terrible for you when you did it, and it'll be terrible for you. You know what I'm saying, in the future. So just keep it within the household. I know you feeling it, but please keep it in. Lil Romeo, keep it in. You know what I'm saying? Just real talk. Like, just keep that shit in, bro. I know. Come on now.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, and not keeping it in as in don't speak about it.
Yeah.
Just don't make it such
Don't make it public. Yeah.
announcement, this PSA, this world tour that you want to go on to kind of trash somebody and just really, you know, be able to, I guess, tarnish their star power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, I really do think, one, when I was reading up on it, like, you know, how she was saying that the color was wrong, it just gave spoiled. I was like, okay.
Yeah, like, that was crazy.
That was, to me, that was weird. You know what I mean? I was just like, that was a little far. But I do understand, like how you mentioned, if someone is not present, you can have something as small of a trigger as you didn't even pay attention to the color that I like. Does that make sense? So it could be that much of a trigger, whereas it's not that the car is the problem in and of itself. The color, I mean, it's the fact that you haven't been there. And that's why I was like, it's sometimes hard to like sift through, because if I would have just took it at surface value, I'm like, she's complaining about a car, the color, girl, bye. I don't want to hear that. That's like, to me, that's crazy.
Right.
But to understand it on the, you know what, you weren't there is different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, like the triggers.
One of the things I do respect about Boosie though is he let his kids work. That's what he said on the interview. Throughout the summertime, when he wake up, they wake up with him. You know what I'm saying? And go to work, hold cameras, do this, that, and the third, and they get paid throughout the day type stuff. You know, I get it. But growing up privileged and used to certain lifestyle, man, could be damaging to the kids, you know, to whoever, you know, could cause the kid to be disrespectful to you and everything because they feel like they just got the world at their fingertips. A person once told me, if you spoil your kids, how do you expect your kids to take care of you when you old? because they don't know how to fish. They don't know how to do their own thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I get it. I understand every parent is not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is perfect. But at the end of the day, it's like you have so many blessings and opportunities to succeed in life than many others. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. We really don't know what happens behind the closed doors. We just reporting what we hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, but it seems like it's kind of a trend right now that we're noticing that it's not just Lil Boosie and his daughter. It's also, you know, how Russell Simmons and his family and, you know, they're kind of realizing like, oh, you weren't really there, you know, and talking about it. And also with Bill Gates, this isn't necessarily, I haven't really heard recent news about Bill Gates, but I do remember him saying, and this is like one of the richest men in the world saying that when he dies, he's planning to give his money to charity.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not necessarily planning to just leave his children the money.
Yeah, the large
now, he
amount,
may leave them the companies and, you know, the intellectual property that he's created.
Yeah.
That may be what he's planning to do. But he's like, I'm not going to give you this money just to say, since I made it and you're my child, I'm going to just give you this money.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I
Right.
mean? So it does seem like there's some form of like, I don't want to continue to raise a spoiled child or someone who's so disconnected from the world and taking advantage of things that it's like they can't see their own nose from, you know, their face because they're just like, I can't see anything besides what's really close up to me.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's the best way to do it, though, because, you know, it's like continue sharpening your pencil. Once you get dull, you just got to keep it sharp. Just because, again, what Keisha just said, you get disconnected from the world, then you become a person that your father or mother don't want you to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to get it from the ground up. And if they do keep all the corporations, I mean, it will accumulate anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and that's what the difference is. It's like taking care of generations to come, right?
Right.
So to me, it's like the money could literally be crippling.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean? It could be crippling for people. Like if you give them money and they don't know how to multiply it, it could literally just evaporate and disappear.
Well, it's like, you know, it's like
Right.
winning the lottery. If you get a lot of money, you know, I looked it up yesterday for some reason. Most lottery winners, when they get their money, 70% of them go bankrupt. Not
goes
not
out.
be regular, you know what I'm saying?
It
Like
goes out,
living
yeah.
okay, they go bankrupt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you can't just give somebody money. I think I told the homies, I said, if I ever get rich, I'm not even gonna just give y'all some money.
Right.
Y'all got to work for me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to do something. Y'all got to contribute to some way. So
Right.
I think that's the best way. You know what I'm saying? I think skills instead of actual financial gain is more valuable anyway.
Right.
In my
Me
opinion.
personally, I would give them money just because if I give you money, you're a grown man, bro. At the end of the day, you can't say I ain't never do something for you.
You'd be surprised. They'll
That's
still
on,
say
but
it.
that's on them. Look, I'm gonna give you this money, start a business plan, do that. If not, cool. You know, but I know what I'm gonna do with mine. I hope you know what you do with yours.
I'm
And when
gonna
I come
put
up,
you in a
then
position.
That's what it is.
Yeah, giving an opportunity compared to giving money is really just whatever it teaches own, right? So you could give someone money for an opportunity. It's just it got to make sense if you ask me. But at the end of the day, like whether you are trying to teach people to eat,
Yeah.
or just to be able to, to be able to get skills to eat for a lifetime, or just giving them something to eat. That's the difference. Is like I think that the skills for the lifetime is what matters the
Yeah,
most.
definitely.
And so that's why I say if the children are complaining that they're not spending time with their fathers, then I can understand because there could be a void.
True.
But I want it to be about you didn't teach me lessons rather than this car that you gave me was not the color that I wanted.
Yeah, that's the main.
You know what I mean? That's the biggest difference to me.
Yeah.
I feel you on that, but I think it needs to be an obligation for the individual to understand that you need those skills. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this shit didn't fall from the sky. I developed my skills some way, somehow, from the muck, from the ground. You know what I'm saying? So you would think, even though you live in this certain type of lifestyle, and I'm not around because I got to go get this money, then you should take the time out instead of being on TikTok and Twitter and all this other bullshit, just to take the time out to develop them skills so you know how to get it. Me personally, I hope the parents would tell them that. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't be two places at one time. I get it. You feel some type of way. But how we got this house? How we got this certain type of lifestyle? Not for me sitting at the house.
You know, them kids they're not really gonna understand.
I know that.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with like 50 and his kids. You know what I'm saying? Like 50 was like, I gave you all this
That's
money.
a whole nother situation.
I gave you all this money, but you out here, you know what I'm saying? You saying your
Yeah.
mother did that. You feel me? So it's like, you know, it's family dynamics.
I
man.
don't blame him though. I ain't gonna lie. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Which one?
Him and his son, his first child.
You don't blame who? Either
I don't
one of
blame
them?
50. I don't blame 50.
He said, hey, you
His
better
mom-
get your
his-
act right.
And no disrespect to 50 and his son and everything, or his baby mother, but he was influenced by his mom and spoiled to the bone. You know what I'm saying? Me personally.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to make sure that you're creating generational wealth, because you don't want to be raising kids that have to just start all over, because they want to build on the building blocks that you've already had, so that they won't be entering into the rat race or you know what I mean, the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Because you see what I'm doing there. I want to talk about the red pill ideology and stuff like that, because I really do think that that's the biggest thing. It's like, if they can't build off of what you've started, then what are you doing anyway? What was the point? You know what I mean? That's a gift from God to be able to take care of generations to come. You know what I mean? And so that's why, to me, if you don't honor being able to take care of your family for the next generations, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah,
That's
so,
crazy.
you know, we about to get into the word on the street, y'all. Keisha done told y'all already, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get into the red pill
See what I did?
and blue pill ideology, man. Now, a lot of y'all like, what the hell is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. I'm trying to give y'all some shit I ain't never heard of. The first thing you might have heard when it came to red pill and blue pill is the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? In the Matrix, and I'm going to give y'all a little refresher. In the Matrix, Morpheus gave Neo two choices. You either take the red pill, and however you're living right now, it'll take you to a world that's the actual truth, the real world. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about, you know, in the movie, it was obviously Zion, which was like messed up, like robots was controlling everything. It was crazy, right? Or you take the blue pill, and you probably won't remember any of this, and you just keep living on your life, you know what I'm saying, and being subjugated to what's really going on. So in today's society, we have groups, ideologies that utilize these two, you know, red pill, blue pill, you know, I don't know what you call them, like situations or whatever, and they basically come up with this idea to say, if you've taken a red pill, or if you've red pilled, you've decided that men, you know, and that's the thing about red pill, is that, like, it's different. What it really means is that you're not conforming to just one group, but that you're more so outside of what everybody else is thinking. Like, you're basically thinking on a level that everybody else is not, right? But people who are blue pill are basically conforming to current society and just allowing things just to happen to them. Yeah, just being, you know, riding the wave, basically. But if you're red pill, you're basically outside the wave. You can see outside the box and stuff like that. It's many different groups use red pill and blue pill in different ways. The main one we're going to talk about is basically the current, what you might see on the internet, which is, you know, the red pill movement is huge on the internet, is that they are basically all about anti-feminism and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And believing that as men, you should be running around with multiple women. You feel me? You should be thinking about your self goals, like, you know, being more healthy, getting more money, basically being a manly man, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So it's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of opinions on this, you know what I'm saying. I want to know what y'all think. How do y'all see that, the red pill and blue pill movement?
I mean,
and do y'all subscribe to that, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I do. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more income coming in the house when you have multiple partners. You know what I'm saying? If y'all all under one roof have one understanding, you know, y'all can...
Wait, are you...
What?
Are you talking about multiple partners or having multiple incomes? Which one? Because you said multiple partners.
Both. If you have multiple partners, meaning if I'm a man and I got a lot of women under one roof, under one understanding of each other, obviously y'all have jobs. Y'all not just sitting at the crib all day. We bring home, put it in the pot, and we prosper. A lot of certain men do that. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own lane. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You can't, Muslims do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Have multiple wives. I don't know if they work or not. Probably do, but
I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
yeah.
From what I'm understanding.
But I don't know, man. At the end of the day, bro, to each his own.
So
bro.
you believe in the red pill ideology?
I mean, yeah. Like,
Okay, how about this? Rather than making that
What you
statement,
mean?
what about the red pill ideology do you believe in? That's what I'm saying. So you believe in that having multiple partners, or what else besides just having multiple partners to be able, so you're saying you believe in having multiple partners to be able to have multiple streams of income, and what else? Is that it?
What you mean? What else? To carry your lane, man. Have your seed grows. I mean, it's like one of those things. Okay, if I have a baby with this one individual, with this one girl, right, and I got like 2, maybe 3 other wives right here. Okay, if you out sick or have to go to work, she could take care of the baby. And so on and so forth. This is no different from what been happening like hundreds of years ago when before we even came here. In tribes and shit, that's how we used to get down. I don't know if y'all know.
I remember.
But
I don't remember, but I know.
Yeah. But it's not our fault because we got disconnected from our roots, which is not our fault. But they did used to do that, man. It's a village
think
thing.
the difference is, from what I understand, is there may have been multiple wives, but there was not considered multiple streams of income because of the fact that you had a wife working. You had many wives working.
Are we talking about now?
Does that
or
make
the
sense?
Past?
No, you brought up the past.
No,
right?
I'm saying
you just brought up the past.
That's
right?
what I'm trying to clarify. If you were talking about right now or the past,
I was
because
about
the
to
past,
get to how the past is showing up in the present, because
Always.
you're talking about, or how it could look in the present, because you're talking about how having multiple women, and then they're all concubine, and they're all working. But in the past, you're comparing it to the past. But in the past, I do not remember, from what I learned, that the women were working.
Oh, no,
the
no.
man was working. He was the one. He could afford multiple wives. So that's the difference. That you can't compare both of them when they don't look the same. They're only similar because of the structure of the family, which there's one man and multiple women.
So taking care of a household is not working.
What are you talking about? Wait, clarify, because I'm trying to make sure I understand.
No, I'm saying taking care of a household. If we talking about the past, I understand the man went out and got whatever with the whoop, but in the past, taking care of a household is not working.
I'm lost by the question.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand.
He's basically saying, what he said was he feels like, he said he had all the women working, all the women would be working. He meant by like housework, housewife, like.
Oh yeah. But you said multiple
You did
streams
say
of
multiple
income.
streams
So what
of
do you?
income,
That's
though.
why I'm confused.
In the future, you will have multiple streams of income. Right now, my fault. Right now, in this time,
It sounds to me like a prostitution whorehouse. I think that's what you're subscribing to, is all the women working and making money, because it sounds to me, if you have one man that you're submitting yourself to and you're still working, you are not winning. I'm sorry. It's just, you're not winning. You're being pimped out, because that to me is crazy. I
That's not
swear, if
being
I'm
pimped out.
sharing my man, I'm not working.
Ever.
I'm not working. I'm not. It's just, that's crazy to me. If I'm sharing my man, I'm not working. Now, I could say this, cheating and sharing, and we could get into the details of that.
Keisha said, hell no to that. By the way.
Absolutely not. I am not, and I refuse.
Oh, man.
Keisha
If
said
I am living under in a household with one man, and we sharing the same man, and I'm working, you got to tell. You're tripping. It's not happening.
Hey, so like, how I see it personally, I think it's very important to basically pick certain ideologies, take what you like from it, mold them into yourself, right? Like your way of living, and think morally when you do it. That's my main thing. So with the red pill, having multiple women, a lot of, growing up, you would consider, we consider that healthy. We thought that was a good thing. I realized getting older, it's not. It warps your mind around value, especially women's value, what they can do for you, stuff like that.
Definitely.
So in my opinion, it is not the best way to go, because you'll start seeing women more as like items than actual people.
Objects, definitely.
And it kind of fucks you up. Your family dynamic will be messed up. If you have kids with that woman, your kids will be kind of fucked up. If you have a daughter from that woman that you don't really respect like that, think about what your daughter will become. You know what I'm saying? And your son will start dealing with women like that too. That's just how I feel.
It's just a generational. It's a cycle. It just keeps being repeated.
On the flip side, you know what I'm saying, I'm not against men who do want to go out and have multiple women partners. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they don't affect what I got going on. If they can make it work,
That's only if they agree.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Because there are women who will agree. Obviously, there are women who will agree 100% to do that. You know what I'm saying? They're fine with that. You know what I mean? My thoughts on those women, maybe, you know, I'm always assume they're somewhat broken in a way. That they might have something going on that made them think that that's okay. But if the male is able to take care of you, you feel like that's okay, and in your life you're fine with it, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about democracy. I'm all about people living their lives. So I have no problem with that. So when it comes to red pill and blue pill, like I said, I take some things from it, and I subscribe to some parts from it, like the healthy thing. You know what I'm saying? Go out, travel, be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Go out and do. Just basically try to be the best man that you can, the best person that you can. The feminism stuff, I still believe women do have the disadvantage, even in society. I mean, we are, we're born with a lot of advantages that women don't have in the workplace and all this other stuff. So, like I said, I take stuff from it, and I take it, and I agree. But some stuff, I just leave that on the side. That's just me. You feel me?
And I'm sorry to cut you off because I want to hear the rest of this. Because when I was reading up on this, it was really getting me going, because I was like, okay, so there are people in this world who believe that, because what it said, this is what the article was saying. It was saying that people believe that that the world is skewed to benefit women, that being in a monogamous relationship is only beneficial to women. And being in a relationship where you're not allowed to, or not having multiple partner, is to your detriment. So to me, when I was reading that, I was like, wait, what? So it got me thinking, like, so there are guys, because men and guys are very different. And I try to make sure I catch myself, because a man is... Anyway, so there are guys with a Y chromosome that actually think that, like, that the world is going to be a better place to have multiple women. Like, to me, I think that that's interesting, because it's like, okay, you're saying having multiple women. I think.
So what you say?
Wait, let me finish.
All right.
You definitely gonna have your turn.
No, because I'm trying to figure out.
What you're saying is, one, if you're saying I can have multiple women because I can afford multiple women, that's very different. But if you're wanting to walk around and parade having multiple women for the sake of just having multiple women, and it's just like, oh, like, yeah, like, I got a trinket, like, you know what I mean, like, this is a badge of honor. No, it's like, you're not growing. You're just legit, just kind of. I'm not saying. I'm talking about the article.
I'm just letting them know.
The article. So that's why I'm saying, to me, like, to actually think, like, that there are people who want to parade around and say, like, I got all these women. It just, to me, doesn't seem like you're really growing for me, personally. No, go ahead.
I'll let it be.
Oh, you sound like you was really ready to cut me off, so I really want you to go ahead and speak.
It's all good, because I don't know. I'm just letting the viewers and listeners out there, the first statement she made, far as just the guys that's taking care of their women deserve multiple wives.
I didn't say they deserve it. I said if that's what you subscribe to and you're able to take care of them, then okay.
That part.
Hey, that is a fact. You know what I'm saying? I guess, but yeah, I'm just trying to find one single, good looking,
a wholesome queen.
All of that. You know what I'm saying? Just let me trust you. You know what I'm saying? Do things I need you to do. Cook for me in the morning. You ain't got to do now. You ain't got to. Obviously, you know what I mean. We gonna talk about that. But hey, man,
you ain't got to. What the fuck?
Hold on. So she has to. You gonna force her to do everything you want to do?
See, you putting words. You said force.
But see, that's how you looking at me. You think I'm just letting her? You think I'm just being
like?
That's
fair.
You see what you try to do with me?
You said what?
You see what you try to do with me?
What?
You try to say be a man, like I was just telling her that she got to do it though.
No.
Okay.
No.
Then. All
I'm
right, then.
He's saying you doing the same
I'm giving her the
thing
choice to decide to do that.
doing. Yeah.
I want her to. You know what I'm saying? She don't have to. Just be 100. You feel me?
You're right.
So I'm just trying to find one that's really down for your boy.
That's right.
You dig what I'm
Ain't
saying?
nothing wrong with that, brother.
That's right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's so crazy. We literally have 3 different ideologies surrounding this,
Right.
Which is great because at the end of the day, like that's what this podcast is about, is being able to have, these moments where we may not agree, but we can agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? And my household that I want to be in is going to look the way that I'm willing to take it and willing to, what I'm willing to, I guess, not settle for, but like what I'm willing to create, right? And that's the same for you, what you're willing to create, and as for you, what you're willing to create. So at the end of the day,
Let me tell you. Hold on, I'm sorry, Keisha, baby. I ain't trying to create that. I'm just talking shit. You know how I get down. I'm engaged. I love you, baby. All right, go ahead.
I'm just saying, be very clear. Okay?
He about to get cussed out, boy.
Right. And I'm like,
I ain't going home to that shit.
Yeah, I was like, literally thinking.
Nigga, you said what?
Right.
You said what?
I was like, does he even live this life? Do you? Yeah, I was
Jerry-
like,
I just said I have.
Jerry
I understand where they come from, but would I do it? No, I wouldn't do that shit. But I understand the flip side of shit. You know what I'm saying?
If DJ 9D is not here, you know what I'm saying, for the next podcast, y'all know why.
You said what?
we gonna all know why.
Man, look,
That's funny.
don't do me like that, bro.
That is so funny because I think that the whole idea is like, the problem to me is if you're going to be trying to threaten femininity and the whole feminism, all of that is anti-feminist. So I think that that's the problem. Is like, it's just I guess at the end of the day, you get in where you fit in, right?
Pretty much.
At the end of the day. And so to me, even speaking of femininity, the whole idea of femininity originated like a very long time ago. This is like, I can't even think of the date, like the idea of like, oh, the woman is the housewife and she's at home, she's taking care of the house,
right.
So within all of that, there was Barbie.
Ooh,
There was a Barbie doll. I know.
Y'all girls used to love that.
I love Barbie, and I'm planning just
pencils,
all that.
Absolutely,
Bro.
because there is at least some form of like structure of understanding. Like, ooh, I like this cute, fun, flirty, like little like pink and like colors. They're everywhere, and you're able to like express yourself in this like fun way. I remember we're very young. I loved being a girl. Like I knew it. I was like, oh my God, my mom, it was such a defining moment for me. My mom took me with her to the mall. We went to MAC. I think I was like, it was a MAC store. It was like a department store and it had all these colors. Right? It was makeup. Yes. Okay. It had all these colors. And I just remember being in awe. Like, I love this. Like, oh my God, I identify with this, and it makes me feel very happy. And so Barbie is something that is the ideology of like, oh, this girl, she has this certain figure, she has this lifestyle, you know what I mean? All this stuff, she has her kin, all that stuff, because Barbie's having a big moment right now. She has a movie that's coming out, and she's doing great. I actually knew someone, because I'm from LA, like I knew people in the industry. Someone I used to work with when I was at NBC, his wife, she was the voiceover for Barbie commercials, which I thought was so cool. But anyway, I think that it's just, they created this idea behind what it means to be a woman. Yeah. And then they made, my gosh, so much money off of that. Man. Right? What? And so there is also a film coming out.
Oppenheimer.
Yes.
The battle between, and it's crazy because you see the dynamic. You got Barbie, who's, I'm saying, I'm a Barbie girl type, you know what I mean? The girly girl, whatever.
Go ahead to sing the song. You know the song.
You know the song too while you're playing. But anyway, shots taken. But anyway, then you got Oppenheimer, which is about the creation of the atom bomb. Directed by Christopher Nolan, who is, in my opinion, easily my favorite director of all time. A lot of his movies. Dark Knight is one of them. Everybody's seen Dark Knight.
Yeah. Classic,
amazing.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, seeing these two movies, different dynamics, battle each other in the box office is going to be dope.
Yeah.
It's been talked about, you know what I'm saying, since they both came out with their release date. What What are y'all trying to see though?
Oh, I'm seeing Barbie.
Of course, you're seeing Barbie.
It's not even a question. I'm seeing Barbie.
I do want to see both, just to see. Like,
Man, look, you know you're a low key fan, bro. Come on, bro. Just
I'm
be
not.
real.
I like the battle. I like movies. You know what I'm saying?
I can
I'm
just say
playing.
for sure for me, I knew I was going to see it. I knew I was going to see Barbie. There are die-hard Barbie fans. I'm just a fan, but there are people who are like legit, like
They about to go in there all pink.
All that.
Yeah, okay.
The whole nine.
No,
it's gonna
seriously.
be like a Wakanda wave again.
It might.
Yeah.
I think whatever Valentine's Day was, but like I have like when I got my pink Barbie suit, I have that. Like I have so many. Like oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm definitely going to go see Barbie for sure. 110%.
What's that actor's name that plays Barbie? She played Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Robbie.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie.
Margot,
yeah.
So this is
She's a wonderful actor.
She
by the
really
way.
is
she's good.
beautiful, and what made me seal the deal even more is because,
Shout out Will Smith.
Oh,
What? What? Yeah, man. Shout out to him.
I don't know what they're talking about.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
I do not know. But what I was going to say is
That
what
part.
made me seal the deal even more to know. Oh, y'all are a mess.
You talking about?
What made me seal the deal to say I know for sure that I'm going to go see Barbie is because Issa Rae is in it as well. She is phenomenal what she's doing when it comes to Black culture, capturing all of the different nuances and stories and the stories that she tells about Black people. I love it. I love it so much. But I saw that she was in it, and I just knew. I was like, oh, I'm 1,000% going to see this movie. It's just not even a question.
Off the rip.
Oh yeah.
I might see it. Even if it's bad, I might see it 6 times.
Oh no, I'm not gonna see if it's
Just
bad.
cause.
I ain't gonna lie. if them ratings come out and it's like 50 Rotten Tomatoes, and you know what I'm saying, it ain't gonna happen. I'm pretty sure Oppenheimer's gonna be like amazing.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't think he ain't never missed. I'm talking about like ever, bro. So I can't wait.
I'm
But
pretty sure the missus gonna want to see Barbie too, so I might go and see her as well.
Yeah, you gonna see it without the missus too. ain't
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have my Barbie car and everything. You know how I get down.
Barbie had like a million jobs, dog.
Bro, I'm telling
Barbie's
you.
out here hustling. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to be Barbies? Go ahead and get a job. No, I'm playing.
And
I ain't gonna do
what's-
y'all like that.
and-
But I'm not really playing. though. I'm dead serious. Go get a job though.
No, that's the thing though, too, though. So Barbie started out like very much Susie Homemaker, like, oh my God, I'm in the house. But then as things evolved, she became this even more influential because she had different jobs. She was an astronaut. She was the president. She was all of these powerful, all of these powerful positions. So you were able to imagine a world where a woman could be in a role like that, you know?
right.
So
Elevators
I
and
definitely,
shit.
huh?
I said elevators and shit.
Oh yeah, and
the whole
Dollhouse. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Oh my God, I
The
love it.
commercials come on every day.
I eat it all up.
And Ken ain't had no job though. I ain't seen Ken with a job. Y'all seen
He's
Ken
just
with
a
a job?
fashion model, ain't he?
He's just cooling. So look,
That's ugly.
I'm looking for a Barbie with like, you know what I'm saying, you gonna work and all that, and I just kick it at the house all day. You feel me? I'm looking for one of them too. If y'all out there, that'd be cool too. You
Kicking
feel
at
me?
the house all day.
I mean, that's all Ken do. You just show up. You feel me? Hey, what's up, Barbie?
Don't miss
That's
the
so
scar.
funny. So I'm definitely excited to see how it plays out in the movies, in the box office. Even with just how it's going to go, a lot of right now what's happening in Hollywood with like writers being on strike, actors being on strike. I'm curious to see how the next few months are going to go as well, because it is going to be, I think, like the fight of a lifetime within the industry.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because people are like, they are demanding the credit, and not only just the credit, but the financial, compensation, because they're realizing that these large, media giants, they're making all this money from these movies, but the writers aren't getting that on the back end. And then there's like AI, what people are, actors are what they're saying that they want to take the actors'
Likeness and face and
like their
everything, yeah.
likeness and be able to, recreate them even past their death so that they can like create movies using them
For $200.
That's so strange.
You know what gave
For
me
$200.
that? You know what it gave me?
I don't even think that there is a price that you can put on that,
No.
because at the end of the day, we're talking about billions, sure.
Yeah.
But I know for sure that's not what's
they're
going to
not gonna pay
offer.
that.
But it is crazy to even think that someone would say like, "Hey, I want to take this and I want to be able to use you in whatever way I can." Because yes, when you see these NDAs or these releases basically to be able to use your visuals, they do say in this film, when I record all of this, I can use it whichever way I would like to use it. So they have the power in that regard. But to think, oh, I'm going to take a snapshot of you and be able to use it whichever way I want to, that's insane.
No, yeah, I mean, we haven't seen this in 60 years. I mean, that was the last time that both writers and actors had a strike together. So it's definitely going to halt production in movies. It's definitely going to halt production in series. Me personally, I haven't watched TV regularly since I was probably in high school. I watch sports, so as long as any athletes are not striking, I'm good on terms of visuals. But I definitely am kind of going into that field of acting and writing and stuff like that. So I do understand, their strife and how they feel about what's going on. You want to be compensated for the work that you do. Acting is not easy. I know we a lot of people, regular people take it for granted. Obviously, the CEOs are taking it for granted. It's not easy to go up there to learn an entire script, to turn into somebody completely different from yourself and actually act in a way that makes it seem convincing that they're that person. That is really, it's one of the hardest things. It's insanely hard. You have to really psychologically get into the mind of somebody else, and it's almost impossible for some people. Writing is on a whole nother level. You have to think outside the box. You have to think of a whole scenario, all kinds of different things, to really make magic on the screen. That's literally what they do, is truly create magic on the screen. So when you watch TV or when you watch a movie, kind of think about that. And, we looked at Jimmy Fox play Ray. Y'all know how crazy that is? And how he turned into that man, really did that? And he had to do that for a long period of time. That can fuck you up. This is why some of those actors actually died from, drugs and all that, because that really, mentally will change you. You know what I'm saying? It'll really morph you. And obviously CEOs are taking that for granted, and this is one of the reasons why they're striking. So hopefully they come to a resolution. Do I see one happening anytime soon? Nah, not really. CEOs are getting paid in the millions, damn near billions, while actors are getting literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. That gap is way too large, and I don't think any CEO is wanting to give away that much money for their actors. So we might see a whole new revolution in terms of how acting and writing is going to be. And it might, and it's always, whatever happens is going to be for the better. It's going to progress. You know what I'm saying? So,
most definitely. I mean, what gave me the realization of shit changing was Gemini Man with Will Smith, of how they used his younger face.
Oh yeah,
on a different person. And
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah. And
you watched it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You watched that movie?
Gemini Man. It was pretty much him fighting his younger self and everything like that. But when I seen that and seen how AI can progress in movies and everything like that, I already knew
Terminator?
something. Yeah, Terminator and all that shit.
Fast and Furious?
Yeah. I already knew something was going to be big when it comes to just Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have now. This whole little war going on. And shout out to Eric Monette. He was a writer. He was a writer for the Jeffersons, Good Times, Cooley High, What's Happening. And he didn't get any credit or residuals for those types. So this shit been happening for years. You know what I'm saying? And it's just now coming to light when it comes down to just the main screen. So I'm very curious about how this thing's going to end up.
It's a revolution on the way, man.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Well, I want to just talk to, lastly, before we get into Keish Dunn. Keish Dunn said it. Kind of, since it's this kind of somber mood, the abduction, not abduction, excuse me, a missing person. Mm-hmm. So I want to talk about, what was the young lady's name? Carly Russell. Yeah. She was found missing. And no, she was missing, and then she showed up at I think her parents' doorstep.
2 days later.
2 days later. So I really want to talk about what you guys think. One, what do y'all, I guess, what y'all think happened? But also, I want to know, how do you guys think in terms of when there's a missing person, who gets the recognition, who gets the media attention, I guess I would say, actually, the media attention for, to help find someone. I'm glad she turned up,
Absolutely.
But it is still one of those things where I'm I do always wonder, who's deciding who gets the attention?
I feel like they pick them out the hat. honestly, because it's a missing person right now as we speak that we don't know about.
Absolutely.
You know, so I feel like they just pick and choose on who to highlight. You know, it's been a million George Floyds. It's been a million, you know, Russells. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, man. People pick and choose on what to have sympathy with and everything like that. And, you know, it's just one of those things, bro. There's too much shit going on in the world.
No, yeah, definitely. I, you know, like I said, shout out to the fact that she got found.
Yeah.
You know, that's, you know, most important thing. But what I see happens a lot is that we kind of demonize the media sometimes when somebody gets found, somebody gets attention for it, and then, you know what I'm saying, when somebody else doesn't get as much, we kind of demonize the other side. I think that doesn't make any sense because, like you just said, this happens all the time. You know, a lot of people in our community, black community, I'll see on social media, oh, y'all went crazy for this girl, why y'all ain't going crazy for this one?
Yeah,
well,
right.
Y'all don't know about Brianna over here who's been missing for 2 weeks. Y'all ain't saying nothing about her though, you know what I'm saying? But not to say that Carly doesn't deserve that. Everybody deserves that. But do not blame somebody for having more recognition than the other. It happens, you know what I'm saying? If you're not doing your due diligence and looking and putting it out there that so-and-so is missing, you should never say nothing about it online and nothing like that. So it's too many people. I know, I get it, because it's a lot of people who are missing. A lot of people who have been kidnapped and all that other stuff. So I just, you know, every time I say this, like, yo, you're not, I don't see no list of names that you got that was missing last month or last week even, or just today, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely believe that we should have more recognition overall and never demonize somebody having more recognition than the other. Just, you know what I'm saying, say your condolences, you know, say your prayers, and keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do feel like, to your point in terms of, you know, having a list, if there is like a dedicated crime group, that is the only thing that I'm like, where they're just dedicated. I know that this, like the police, or detectives, that's their job, but they're so bogged down with so much stuff that I'm like, okay, I don't even look at them as the solution, but like a dedicated team of people who, even after she was found, maybe if there is some celebrity portion of this where they say these people are also missing as well, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe something like that could help, but it is true. Like, you can't just, you know, say like, oh, well, why didn't y'all give this person any attention? And, you know, this person should have been picked, or it should have been my cousin. You know, like, we do know, like, at the end of the day, like, we want everyone to come home.
Absolutely.
You know, we do not even want to see anyone be, you know, taken from their family or anything like that. So I definitely think that it's good that some people are getting the recognition at this point, because I think that we're going to see a turn of events where more black women, especially, they're going to get the attention of like, oh, there's a missing person, so we need to prioritize this. We need to make sure that we, you know, speak about it. Yeah. Because at one point, I don't really think that it was being publicized as much as it should have been.
Should have been, yeah. And you know, right now we don't have all the full details. She just showed up. There are no suspects at large right now. A lot of things on the media talking about she might not have been kidnapped at all. It's kind of crazy. But you know, you don't want to speak too much on it because we don't have all the details. We don't know what's going on. So right now, you know, we just got to wait for the mother, the family, the police to really give us more information. They said that they would as the investigation goes on. Just happy that she's found, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in the link on YouTube. You might see it on the screen here. A website you can go to basically see the current missing persons right now that still need to be found today. So definitely check that out if you can, if you truly care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm going to switch the mood up just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. We're going to talk about Keisha Unsaid, because I definitely know I do want to end the show on like a higher note. So I'm curious. This topic is kind of similar to what we were talking about in the red pill, blue pill, whatever. So I'm curious to know how this is going to play itself out. Okay?
I can't wait.
All right. So the title is I Found a Big Baller.
Oh.
So we're going to see how this goes. So, hey guys, I've been on the dating scene for about 2 years now, and I've been having fun. I'd have occasional moments of loneliness where I want to be in a relationship, but I didn't think anyone was worthy of being in that title. Everything was surface and didn't get too deep. My previous relationship caused me to be skeptical. There was infidelity and abuse, and without going into it too much, it left me devastated, and I developed trust issues. That's worth mentioning because you may see the barrier that has caused me to be unexcited about dating and pursuing relationships. More recently, I met this guy who's a big spender, and he spoils me. The chemistry is great, and he seems to be a solid guy. He has a child that is 2 years old, and he is involved in the child's life. He's a great catch, and I know he has to be talking to other women. I'm more concerned about the child's mother since the child is so young. I want to know what you guys think. Should I be excited about this guy? How do I make him mine? And how should I approach it? What y'all think?
Never think about the baby mother for real. I mean, it is important. Mm-hmm. It is, but don't let that stop y'all from y'all blessing. You know what I'm saying? If you cool with the kid, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Definitely keep him in mind though when you with him, because he should be one of the most important things in your relationship. But in terms of courtship, right? Explain I want you to explain what you think the roles are in terms of courting. Mm-hmm. Who should do what and how it should go.
Yeah, so to me, of course, I do think that a guy who's spending money on you, that's great. I love it because I do think that a man shows what he values, mm-hmm. what he spends his money on. So I do think that that's something important. I don't think it's the only aspect of what a guy should be doing while he's courting you, mm-hmm. a woman. But as a woman, for me, what I believe, which I think is very underrated, I mean, a lot of people kind of say they throw it to the side like, oh, that's not a big deal. But I think that you should make the man that you're seeing feel safe enough, understand this is a safe space to, he should be able to trust you. Sure. He should be able to know, like, even if you're dating other people, he should be able to say, okay, he knows it, and I think he should be giving you the same respect back. I always say this, you don't owe me loyalty, you owe me honesty, period. So you owe me honesty. So if he understands, like, I'm seeing other people, sure. You know, like, he should be very much understanding what the circumstance is so that he can feel safe enough to be able to release, I guess, you know, in the sense that he's like, okay, I don't have to feel like she's gonna play me or she's going to make me feel stupid or silly or anything like that. I think that that's something that a lot of people don't often think that they don't often value that, you know, being able to have someone who makes you feel safe. And I think like that's what you get when you're in your true feminine power. Like you truly know, like, you can be vulnerable without being taken advantage of. Right. You know, I don't think that you need to share all of your deepest, darkest secrets. I don't think that that's so much, because sometimes it doesn't even have anything to do with the current relationship, you know? So I do think that being able to have some form of like vulnerability with that person, I think that that's important. I think that, you know, get cute, be dressed up, you know, make sure he knows, like, okay, you this is what you get when you get me, you know. But I mean, it doesn't always have to be that, you know, he should be able to see you with no makeup. I believe that too. Like, I believe as a woman, you should be able to show him. You kind of almost are painting a picture of what it would be like when y'all are actually together. Yeah, so that's what I think. It's like, it's hard to say because it's not really these like set, like, this is this, guidelines, this is how you do it. Exactly. It's, to me, it's more of an idea behind what you're kind of presenting, you know, so it's hard to put into words sometimes. So I want to know, what do you think? Like, cause
you know, I'm curious. Big Ball is the title, right? Like, he got bread. So my question is, in terms of money, do you have a measurement or a range you think of importance that money is when it comes to the male courting a female? Like, how important is money to the courting of a female?
Oh, so to me, to the courting of it, or just because in general? Courting. Because they're okay. Well, to me, I look at it like this: if someone has money, that does not mean that he's going to spend money on you. Right. That's the difference. So I feel like it's only when you see that he's actually like saying, "Oh, I'm willing to do this for you because he's putting his money where his mouth is. He's like, okay.
In the courting stage.
In the courting stage,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. I do think that, like, whether it be going on dates or if he's like, oh, I saw something and I thought of you, I wanted to get it for you, whatever, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I don't know. Like, it looks very different. So to me, it's not that it's so important, like, how much money he has. It's what I think he's willing to part with when it comes to you. That to me is important.
Give me a number.
I don't have a number. There's not a number that I could say because I feel like it doesn't.
I'll give you a scenario. So, like,
Yeah.
we talking about gifts, we talking about, like, dates. Or we talking about?
Both.
Okay.
What do you, yeah.
In the courting stage.
Both.
Okay. So, like, all right, I have to do a number because it's like like courting stage. Let's say what, 2 months? How long is it?
Let's say
courting
2
stage?
months.
2 months.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 2 months he spends on you accumulatively $5K. Is that good?
Was like a dinner? Like, I feel like maybe it was a dinner,
Multiple
was it
dinners,
gifts? Like,
multiple
yeah,
gifts,
I mean,
yeah.
I never looked at it like, oh,
Yeah,
he
you never-
has to
you never
hit
quantified
this
it.
number. I
Yeah.
never quantified
Okay,
it.
never quantified it.
Yeah, so that's hard to answer.
Okay. Let's say y'all go on 2 dates, 2 months. That's it. What do you think?
He don't like you like that for real.
For real?
No.
Okay.
So
How
if
many-
he's,
how many
if
dates?
you're saying if he spent unless he's so busy, but
How many days?
how many
It's
days?
good in 2 months, yeah.
I feel like there has to be a genuine effort to want to see someone. Like, for
Just
instance,
in general.
if you, because wait, I gotta clear this up
Yeah.
because if you're saying a date is we're going out to dinner,
Yeah.
and you know we're spending money, I'm spending money on you because we're going out to dinner.
Yeah.
But I also say, like, it can't just be, oh, we're just going out to dinner in every weekend. I
Facts.
think that it's cute to do stuff like, oh, I want to see you, and they create some type of special occasion around seeing you. I don't know, like, so that's what I'm saying. It's hard to quantify the number of, you know, dates and the number of the amount of money because it's like, you know, when you know, like,
The main reason
I want to know. Yes,
is because, you know, as men, what you know what we like. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we are sexual creatures. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the talk around is, if I spend money, I feel like I got to get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? So the male is like, okay, you know, in the courting stage, if I spent this much money, you know what I'm saying, or I did all of this, when does sex come? When does that become basically like mandatory? I guess, you know what I'm saying. Does it ever become mandatory? Can a man spend a large amount of money and feel like he's not obligated to get any to not have any sex in the courting stage? So I was wondering what your opinion is on that. Like, is that an okay thing? Or is it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about that?
I think it's the same thing. So if a guy is deciding in his mind, I'm okay with parting from X amount of money,
right,
and he has that choice, the woman has the choice of saying, I am making a conscious decision that I'm going to be willing to make the choice that if either this is the amount of money or if this is the amount of time or this is the feeling that I have. If she makes that decision, I think it's the same thing. It's the same equivalent to him saying, I'm willing to part with this money. She's saying, I'm willing to do this because I feel this way or because I want this. So that's why I say it has to be something where it is mutual and that, like, you're not doing this. I mean, you could be doing it to have sex with her. That's fine. That's not the problem. It's when you become a liar or you're trying to manipulate in that regard where you're like, okay,
I'm gonna do all this just to have sex with you.
Just to have sex.
Instead of having
not communicating it too.
That's the one.
That's what it is. It's the non-communication. It's the, okay, like, cause like, let's say a guy spent $5,000 in 2 months, right? And then the girl's like, okay, I'm ready to have sex. And she has sex and then he disappears right after that. That is so weird.
That is weird.
I'm not saying like, okay, you know what I mean? Like,
But
to me, that's weird because he didn't
left.
communicate. Because to me, it's like maybe he was just communicating like, you know, I'm having fun. Like, you know, I'm not really trying to do too much. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know, if that's what it is, you know, just be clear about that. But I don't know. I would never understand from you guys' perspective what it means to, you know, be, I guess, in the position of like, having to spend money on someone or a certain level of understanding, like, okay, once I hit this threshold, I should be given this. You know what I mean?
And I think that's kind of what some of us go through. Is like, you know, damn it. But I never went into a relationship going like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I done spent this much and I should get this. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you kind of understand when y'all gonna get to that anyway. In my opinion, I've always felt like, okay, yeah, we're going in this direction. This is gonna happen sometime soon. You know what I'm saying? Money or not, like, it just, you know, you could kind of sense it. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think, man?
At the end of the day, bro, it's just all about choices. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, don't base everything off money. If you really like that individual, go ahead and go do your thing. Just know what you're getting yourself into. Good or bad, is always going to be a consequence.
True. I mean, you know, men. With her, to answer her question, in my opinion, it's always been a gut feeling. There's no, like you said earlier, there's no guideline. You just got to know who the person is. Don't be afraid. I think that's another thing. I think everybody's afraid to really go out there and really go into dating and trying to get to know that person and stuff. It's just, you know, it's going to happen. You're going to have failures. You're going to have success. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it is what it is.
Yep.
Just go for it. If you like the guy, go for it. Men, if you like the girl, go for it. Like, don't let stuff stop you. Just check out the experience for now. You can learn from it, whether you fail or not. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important. And have fun and be careful. You know what I'm saying? 100%.
Yeah.
Most def.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you have it. Keisha done said it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to The Bridge ATL. I'm your boy DJ 9D. You can follow me on Instagram. Keisha.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to give them your Instagram name, but I guess moving on. My name is Keisha. Keisha done said it. K-E-I-S-H. No, I'm sorry. Keisha done did it. Oh, my God.
And she done said it and did it all at the same
Keisha done
time.
did it, said it, everything. K-E-I-S-H-D-O-N-E-D-I-D-I-T.
Man, it's your boy Kells. You can find me on IG at NUE.KELLY, all lowercase letters. You can also find the production here. Shout out to Nostalgia Universal Entertainment. You can find them on Nostalgia Uni ENT on Instagram as well. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see y'all next time. You know what I mean? We got a lot of things going on. You already know what it is. Follow, hit that like button, subscribe on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Just support us, share. You know what I'm saying? Comment everything. We need y'all help, man. Rise this thing up. Push this thing to the brink. You know what I'm saying? So we love y'all and peace.
Peace. Love y'all.